I'd like to warn people once again against a lot of YouTube channels that are going up now that purport to be true crime channels or history channels. For example, one of them is called Gothic Ledger, and they even give what they say are research resources. I actually put in the comments a couple times asking them where this they were opening up a case file. I asked them where the case file was, and I got an answer that basically said, haha, right. And they basically admitted there was no case file. It was very, they gave a story that was very, very sad, very detailed, and also completely fictional, even though they gave a lot of dates and names, and which, made it seem like it was a true crime story or a historical story, except that it wasn't. Again, it's called Gothic Ledger. And some of the stories in there, although I am familiar with that they are true stories, but a lot of them, probably most of them, are in fact fake. I'm not sure why they're doing this, but there's also several other channels that seem to be doing something very similar. I'm not sure if it's for advertising or what they're getting out of it. Okay, the first story was the story about was a story about a supposed family, like a family that got lost in a swamp, and they started just committing incest because there was nobody else around. They lived in a shack where nobody else lived. And then supposedly there was a drought, but you're by a swamp, a lake. But supposedly it became so salty they couldn't eat anything. And anyway, they took to cannibalizing the family's members. Um, but anyway, it had a very common name in Louisiana, Broussard family. That's a very common Louisiana name, but it never existed. It's just plays on this trope that kind of dehumanizes and monsterizes rural poor white people by making them burst into incest families and then into cannibals. And it was kind of a rather extreme example of that. Okay, and again, the channel is Gothic Ledger, but there's apparently several others that are very similar. And I don't mind putting on horror stories if they are honest about it, but they are trying to pass it off as truth, and that I don't like. Okay, hope you like hearing that. Bye.